Hi everyone, I just wanted to do a quick video to talk through the importance of being able to give good feedback for the people we're leading and investing in. I think it's a really important skill for us to learn as leaders, and I think there's two pathways that are errors that we can easily walk down when it comes to giving feedback. I think one is that we're super critical and we only pick out the negative and we focus completely on performance. I think the other is that we just don't give any feedback at all. Perhaps we're nervous about offending someone and so we just don't say anything. And I think actually as we grow in our security as sons and daughters, we need to find the middle path, which is all about being honest about how someone's done, being encouraging, but also giving them pointers as to what to improve on. And I think if we can do that well and in a healthy way, we can really help people to grow and develop into who God's called them to be. So I just want to give you a few thoughts. These are some of the things I do. This is not a formula and I'm still really learning, but are just a few things that might help you as you go on the journey of growing in this area. So first of all, I always ask the person I'm investing in how they think they did. For two reasons really. I want first of all to know their level of self-awareness. I think self-awareness in a leader is hugely important, and so by asking them to tell me first how they think they've done, I can see their level of self-awareness in terms of what they've done. Secondly, when I hear from them, it helps me then to tailor my feedback around what they've said. So if they've been super critical of themselves, then I can be really encouraging. And if they haven't been able to identify areas of improvement, then I can help them with that as well and give them a couple of areas to grow in. Just to say, if they start off by telling me all the things they need to improve in, then I'll stop them and I'll say, no, I want to first hear what you think you did really well. So that's the first thing. The second thing I've learned is the importance of not just assuming that people want feedback the way you want it. So I'm very much a words of affirmation person, so I like lots of encouragement and then just one or two things to work on. And I tend to give feedback like that, but I realised recently when I was investing in this particular person that they came out of the stuff they did being able to see all the good things they did, and really what they needed was help to identify the things to work on, which was so shocking to me because whenever I come out of stuff, I can easily spot the stuff that I did wrong. That's where my focus goes, and so I have to work hard to think, no, that was good, that was good, that was good. So I learnt with this particular person, you don't need all of the encouragement around this. You really need help to identify where you can grow and develop. So that was really helpful. And just to say on that, when I'm giving people tips on how to grow and develop, I'll only pick one or two things. You don't want to give them a big list. It's really difficult and overwhelming. So just pick one or two things to help them grow the next time they do the activity again. Another thing that's been helpful for me is giving feedback around principles rather than preferences. So I'm not looking to make people mini versions of me. So for example, if I'm coaching someone how to host a worship time, a good principle is at the beginning of the worship time to fix people's eyes on Jesus. Now, how they choose to do that is up to them. They might read some scripture, they might pray, they might encourage people to share a story with the person next to them, they might read a poem. It doesn't really matter. The principle is fix people's eyes on Jesus. I might have a particular preference as to how they do that, but that's not what I want to train the person in. I want them to choose how they do that. The key thing is that they follow the principle. So that's been very helpful. Just a couple more things. Sometimes I don't give any feedback of what the person can improve on. I'm just really cautious of when we do give feedback. It's a very fine line between doing that well and reinforcing performance. And I want people to know their identity, their value, their significance is not in their performance. And obviously there's always stuff for us to learn, but sometimes I just want people to realise what you did was great, full stop, well done, good job. And so sometimes I don't give any areas for the person to improve on. And lastly, I try to reinforce the importance of obedience to God over the outcome of what they did. So before going in with, you could improve with this, this and this, I often will ask people, did you do everything God asked you to do? And if they say yes, then that's brilliant. Because the truth is, even if what they did wasn't brilliant, if they've done it in obedience to God and response to God, then that is the most important thing. God is going after success. His success is obedience. He is looking at the outcome, but his first measure of success is, have you done what I asked you to do? And so I will ask people that first. So there you go. There's just a few things that I try to do as I'm giving people feedback. I want to encourage you to grow and develop in that skill. And yeah, it will have a massive impact on the people you're leading.